The old MiG-29s should go up in BR, but it's probably not how you would think that they should be going up in BR, in my opinion. So let's talk a bit about that. Hello guys, once again, it's Matt. Thank you all the members and patrons. Make sure to subscribe. And here we are flying with the Hungarian MiG-29 a little bit. And the idea of the video is that the actual MiG-29s, I'm talking about the 912A, maybe not the 912A because we have already the MiG-29G there, but you know, the 913, which is the Soviet one, the early 12.7 one, and the 912A or B for the Hungarian ones. This is the one that we are flying out today. They should all go to 13.0. Why? We're gonna get later. But the first thing is how. How would that work? Well, with the addition of the R-73. If they add the R-73 to those MiG-29s, it would mean that these aircraft would become what the MiG-29G already is, a 13.0 with 2 R-27ERs and 4 R-73s. And in my opinion, the other MiG-29s should be that too. Again, the German one, maybe not the 912A, because it's okay that it is a down, like a lower tier, because we do have the 912G there, or whatever it's called, which is the MiG-29G, right? So for the other nations, it could be a thing. So how would that work? Well, addition of the R-73 to actually be able to be on par with the other 13.0s, and of course the addition of the 13.0 BR for them. Together with that, you can include F-16s going down or up, like they are gonna change. But yeah, guys. And why is that? I mean, take a look on these battles. Let's talk a little bit about them. So, I have an F-14 firing a missile onto me over here, and I'm deciding to fly low in this battle, just because we do have a lot of F-14s, and the FULCRUMs are just amazing right now, so you do have to be careful with them. And that's fine, you know, but these aircraft, they are gonna go up. See, a Gripen is fighting against me, that's fine. Sky Flashes, AIM-9Ls, AIM-9M here and there, R-73 here and there, but the majority of the aircraft are these type of aircraft. 4th generations with older or some new missiles, and it's fine. But you will see in the next battle that you start to see some very low BRs against an aircraft such as this. So this is what all the aircraft would be like that you are fighting when you are in a 13.0 BR. Of course, you would have a better missile to be countering them, but see, like, it's fine, it's good, everything is perfect. But look at that, you have F-15s, other MiG-29s, F-14s, but then you have an F-4S that is trying, it's a target that it's trying to fire onto me in my 12 o'clock right now, that I wasn't really sure where he was. And you see that an F-4S, guys, an aircraft such as that is what? A very low BR, right? It's a 12.0 BR. 13.0 would still face this aircraft, but it would be a lot less problematic, right? And you will see a lot of these matches happening. It's kind of a mix, to be honest. It is at the same time something that it's kind of like, oh, okay, we see some good matches over here where we see an AV-8B like that, F-14s, F-15s, but then you see matches where you see a lot of 3rd generations, which is the next match that I'm gonna show to you guys after this. So that's the why reason onto it, right? Because we see, we saw the decompression happening. We saw that the decompression was a good thing that really helped. I know some content creators said it wasn't good. Some people were saying that it's, oh my god, it's a problem. It's not. It's just that it wasn't really implemented carefully enough. That's the thing. The decompression itself needs to happen, and it did happen, and it was an amazing thing. The problem is that the finessing that we are seeing right now with a new BR change coming this month is what was missing from that, and something that was needed to be added before, you know, in a faster manner. And that will actually bring what the decompression can actually do, right? Big gap in early 3rd generation aircraft to a 4th generation aircraft. That's what we really needed in top tier, and that's what we kind of got initially, but now we are actually moving to a BR change that will really change everything with that, right? So that's why we need that, and that's the beauty of the decompression that they really did not take the advantage of. We saw the decompression happening, but they never really fully utilized them, because we see a 12.3 Mirage 2000, because we see a 12.7 MiG-29 that will face 11.7 sometimes. That remember 11.7s, guys, and of course we see a change in BR with that, that they will lower the BR of some of these aircraft like the MiG-21 BR and the MiG-23M and stuff, but this will create another problem of compressing the BR against a 10.0 that doesn't even have flares sometimes, and it's fighting a MiG-23M or a MiG-21 BR, right? So that on itself, even though they are trying to fix that problem, when you know, a Mirage 2000 is facing a MiG-21 BR, that you will compress again the MiG-21 to a 10.0, right? So it's an ongoing problem that they're really not taking the advantage of fixing it with the decompression. I think it's the right path, but they need to be more aggressive on this. So what I'm proposing here is that, I already talked about this yesterday, is that all of these fourth generations, they have really a different line of thinking when they're getting at it, right? So R-73s, the missiles, they need to be utilized to do that, to separate the third generations to the fourth generations. Yes, in real life, we would see combat between third generations and fourth generations in a big war, but the thing is, this is not real life. This is a game, and we need to be balanced. So having a MiG-29 with R-73s facing other fourth generations with AIM-9Ms and other R-73s would make way more sense, in my opinion, than a MiG-29 facing third generations like all the time, like an F4S, for example, that doesn't even have an all-aspect missile, right, or a good radar or anything like that. So it's a problem. Is it a big one? Maybe not, but I really think it should be fixed. So that match there, I got 2 targets by surprise there, and then I got into the weirdest match of my life here, because we saw a ceiling of around 1,400 meters. This is the start basically of the cloud, right? And the end of the cloud was in around 6,000 to 7,000 meters. So we had a lot of people crashing and dying for radar missiles just because of the cloud. So it was a really weird match because of that. But you will see some very low tier aircraft over here, some aircraft that you probably shouldn't be facing, even like a Finnish MiG-21 that I saw, but it probably was because it was playing with another guy that was in a higher tier, but you get the idea, right? These 11.7s or 12.0s that are facing all the time MiG-29s and F-16s and stuff like that, I don't think they should be facing them, because it's just pretty is not fair. And you know, to take advantage of that and of the decompression, and together with that, take the advantage of what these aircraft potentially can do, right? Because these are supposed to be fourth generations from the 80s. Yes, they did use the R60s. They did use the AIM-9Ls. But an ADF, an F-14, the MiG-29, they shortly went after going to use R-73s, AIM-9Ms and stuff like that. So there's not really a reason why we don't see that. But yeah, to wrap it up the video, these are the reasons why I think the MiG-29, specifically in this video, should be going up in BR, but taking the R-73 as well to try to not face an F4EJ like you saw right there, right? Missiles almost hitting me. These are the parkours that I was talking about. And look at this. I mean, I'm kind of flying perpendicularly to the targets to be able to stay alive, but also climbing to get out of these clouds because it's so dangerous to fly in the middle of the clouds, right? But then at 6,300 meters, we see the top of the cloud. So I don't know what was going on in this match, but it was a really fun one just because it was really different, you know. But the problem was that the guys that don't have a radar were getting stomped by the, you know, F-14's raiders. And like, look at that, a J-8F just killed an F-4S with a PL-12. I mean, come on, man. Look at this target that I'm firing against. He doesn't probably even know that I'm like, I mean, it's even a F-14, so Imagine an F-14 not knowing properly that an R-27 is coming towards him. I mean, he probably did know, but you know how the RWR of the F-14 is. But even if an F-14 cannot like properly defend against something like this, imagine a MiG-21 and F-4, something like that, right? So it's just an opinion, of course, but still. So yeah, F4J UK, I mean, poor guys, right, fighting F14s with FULCRUMs and MiG-29s with R27ERs. These things need to go up and have their own little biome of BRs up there, right? So the majority of the 4th generations need to be fighting 4th generations. That's my idea behind this. But yeah, I fired on a second target over here. I was kind of skeptical of knowing if it was a real target or not, but again, we cannot see it properly, so it was a bot. But how can I know? He was flying very slow, and my idea was maybe an attacker or something, like an Su-25 or something like that, but it wasn't. It was just a poor little MiG-15, right? So it is pretty funny that you see that, but still we see some bisons over here and some other aircraft, so I decided to go down. Look how many 4th generations, right? So they are already facing each other, right? So and I'm not even talking about, I mean, if you can consider, like, ignore a little bit of the Russian MiG-29, you can even talk about the Hungarian one, like, more specifically, right? Because Italy is a country that lacks a little bit of competitiveness, you know. So yeah, of course you have the Gripen, which is one of the best aircraft in the game, but apart from that, you don't have many options, while other nations have plenty of options, right? The AV-8B Plus, it is an interesting aircraft, but it's still a Harrier. It's very unique in the way that you fly it, and sometimes not very fun. And the ADF is going down in BR, not receiving the MO-20 and AIM-9M that it should, going up maybe even in BR, right? So the MiG-29 could be another option of a semi-high tier, semi-top tier kind of aircraft for people to use, right? So the R-73 would bring that option onto it. But yeah, guys, as I said, I mean, we're already fighting a lot of 4th generations against these things, so why not just put them in their own biome there that really makes them fight each other more and more and less of the 3rd generations, right? But this is my opinion only. The last guy was an F-14 over here. Of course, remember, I'm talking about the MiG-29, but I'm talking about F-14s, I'm talking about F-16s getting AIM-9Ms, I'm talking about, you know, all these aircraft, okay? But yeah, R60M, kill, and that's it for the last match. I'm actually having a lot of fun in this aircraft, which is something that I really didn't expect, but yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, guys, and let me know in the comments, what do you think about the future of War Thunder, a future of 4th generation aircraft? I plan to do a video on 4+ generation aircraft that we're starting to see in the game. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments what you think about it, and I see you guys on the next one. So make sure to subscribe and try out the MiG-29, see if you agree with me or not, if the R-73 should be added, and an increase in BR, obviously, together with it. I think it would be way more fun and a lot more fair for a lot of aircraft that are in the lower ranks. And of course, being fair to the MiG-29 itself to be able to fight the F-15s and Su-27s, right? But yeah, see you guys. Bye. This is only my opinion, so don't get mad. Bye, guys.